especially if you're not working in remote role before. There's some fundamental skills, there's some fundamental ways in which your CV need to look like for it to attract remote opportunities. Thank you for visiting Log TV channel. Kindly watch this video to the end, like, comment and subscribe, and turn the notification on so that when we upload more amazing videos like this, you can see them in real time. One critical thing about getting a remote role for someone that has not been working remote role before is because of the fact that aside from the technologies, aside from the skills and competencies that comes with your ability to do the job, there are some competencies, skill sets, and technologies that are central to remote jobs, regardless of the position you're occupying. And because you've not previously been occupying remote position, having these things on your resume is something that you might not know about. And another thing about remote role is the fact that several of these remote hiring companies make use of ATS for their, like, they make heavy use of the ATS system in screening resumes because everybody is looking for remote jobs, and because of this, the volume of applicants for remote job is usually much when compared to non-remote roles, and that is why your CV has to meet every requirement, like every ATS requirement. So in this video, I'm going to be taking you through the steps, through the practical guides on how to optimize your CV, on how to align your CV, how to tailor your CV for remote jobs. So this is Agnes' CV. So Agnes has been working in on-site roles, and she's currently willing to transition into a remote role. And as you can see, if you check this CV very well, she's been really doing a lot of customer service, business development functions. So let's now go to the job board we are going to be using. We are going to be using Remote OK to get the job that she's going to be applying for. And this is a role that aligns with what she has been doing, but it's a remote role, remote client service manager. So, and these are the requirements. So the effort here is to reposition a CV to attract remote role. So the first thing we are going to be doing before even going into the job description at all, we need to review this CV to ensure it includes some of the key things that are very important to remote jobs. And the first of those things are the technology. So we are going to be working in the technical proficiency section to include softwares that are central to remote jobs. So, and one of the things we're going to be adding is Google Workspace, Slack, Jira, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, and Asana. We have quite a number of tools depending on what, sometimes it might depend on what each role might require and what the the softwares you are able to use. But basically, these tools are tools that for most of the remote roles, they are very central to it. Regardless of the position you're occupying, you are likely going to be using these things because they are meant for team communication, team collaboration, and all that. So, and that is why every remote employer wants to see that, okay, you have experience with them, you have been working with them. So having picked the technology part, we need to emphasize some soft skills that goes with remote roles as well. So the first part is, before we go to tailor the CV to remote role, to this specific remote role we have been able to identify, we need to first of all make the CV remote job compliant, like make it remote job compliant. And how do we do this? Is by ensuring that it capture the technical skill, it capture the soft skills, and it demonstrates proficiency in remote roles. So it is when we are now done with that, that is when we will now go back and tailor the remote compliant CV to the specific role we are looking for. We have fused the technical skill session to ensure that the CV capture essential softwares and tools that are used in remote environments. So the next thing now is to go to the soft skill. So I'm going to be taking this off completely, and then I will come here and introduce the soft skill session. Soft skill. One soft skill that is very important, there are several soft skills that are very important to remote job. One of it is self-discipline and time management. Another one is communication. Another one is problem-solving ability and virtual collaboration. These are things that when you're working remotely, there is no manager to be following up with you from time to time. So you need to be able to manage your time very well and be a problem solver, because you are not going to be having anyone coming to your aid at every call. So, and that is why these skills, you need to demonstrate them on your CV. So how do I put it? Proven communication, time management, problem solving, skills with ability to thrive in a virtual environment. Working with the ability to thrive in a virtual, working with geographically dispersed teams and across multiple time zones. So these statements will showcase you as someone that is willing to work with a team from different part of the world and in different time zone, so that you are flexible to working with any time zone that the company wants you to work with. So let's have this there. So this technology skill as well, let me take it from here and place it beneath this. Now let's now go into the experience session to see how we can give a tone of remote working capability. So we are looking, what I'm doing is reading through this CV to see opportunity for remote deliverable. So most of what we have reading here are things that can be done remotely. But since it is in a remote role, we are not going to change it. So let's now go into the specific remote job we are interested in applying for. This is the position of a remote client service manager, which is similar to what this person has been doing. So what we have to do here is to tailor this CV with this job description. Understand the fact that this CV is already well positioned, like it's already remote job compliant. So now we are now going a step further to ensure it speaks the exact language of this certification. So the first thing we do is that, like I always say when optimizing your CV, always ensure that the job title of the job you're applying for appears on your CV somehow. So let's go. Is there anything like customer, client, success manager? No. So let's change this to customer success. And then what other thing do we have? So let's now introduce an heading. We are going to say customer, client success. So let's put customer because that is what is on the CV. Customer and client success manager. So what other thing? Let's make it different from the other one by making it bold. I'm looking for another word I can add to it, but then I think this is okay. Let's say client success manager, customer service specialist. So this is a good order for us. So like I have said, this is still the job description. And let's see the most important component of the job description that has to be on the CV. Like I said in a video where I talk about optimizing, about tailoring your CV for a specific role, I take us through the process in which if you have not seen that video, you can usually check on my channel to see the video on how to tailor your CV to remote job, and that is what I'm going to do here. So you can, if you need a more detailed video on how to tailor your CV for specific role, I have a video that I've done on it on this channel. You can check it out. So here, I'm not going to spend more time talking about it. So I'm just going to quickly rush and optimize the CV for that particular role. And see, what I'm doing is I'm tailoring the CV to the specific job description. And you can, based on what you can see so far, I've picked certain key points, keywords from the job description and included it on my skill set. So I now want to go to the resume summary to ensure it speaks the language. So how they describe the ideal person is the way I'm trying to ensure that this particular CV speaks the language of the job description. So let's use this. We might not use both to avoid keyword stuffing. So let's use detail oriented and can use depending. Client service professional. With with vast client facing experience. So the client facing experience like this, we have covered it. And proven and a proven track record and a proven track record of consistently hitting quotas and meeting retention goals. Now let's go into highly skilled. Let's go into the job description. We have covered every of the specification. Highly skilled. We should not use their job description word for word. So we need to be able to substitute some words there. But it has to be limited too, because the ATS system that is going to screen the CV at first will work with the exact keywords. And that is why, even though some people, it might be and that is why it is very important that whatever it is that we're going to do, we are able to ensure that we have the appropriate keywords on the CV. Highly skilled in leveraging a deep understanding, of clients' need to deliver consensus solution that meets their business objective, that align with their business objective. We are still going back to the job description to pick another line that cultivating and maintaining strong relationship with clients, highly skilled in cultivating and leveraging. Highly skilled in cultivating and maintaining strong relationship with clients and leveraging deep understanding. Mm, Known for required interpersonal reading and communication skills. Mhm. With the ability, with the ability to multitask, prioritize, and respond quickly. So let's take this. This consultative mindset is one of those things I've started that I want to be known for. Consultative mindset, super interpersonal skills. So the summary is done. I'm going to put this as bullet points. Mhm. This is the CV so far. So let's now go back to the experience session and see how we can bring some certain part of the job description into the experience session. We are not going to have much thing to do here because what this person has, what this person has done relates, aligns already with what the job description is all about. The only difference is that one is a remote role and what he has been doing is on site. So, but we can still find a way to add the language to manage account plan and client journey touch points. Mhm. So manage account plans and day to day daily account plan, manage daily account plan and operations. Mhm. By interacting, mhm, by mhm, interacting with clients via phone, email, and Zoom. And that is why Zoom has to be there. Mhm, mhm. Driving, mhm, improve client service opportunities, mhm, and the feedbacks and clients feedback and generating stakeholders reports. So this is a representative of what this is a representative of what the job description is saying. So apparently, it is most important for the first role than others. But if there's a lot of keywords to work with, you can usually do the same for all the roles. So I give a more detailed highlight on how to do this on my video on how to tailor your CV to specific role. And now, based on what we have done so far, this CV, we can now use it to apply for the customer service job that's the client success manager, the remote client success manager role that we have seen. It has all the keyword that it needs to have to be the ATS, and it also demonstrates proficiency in performing those some of the roles that this person the person occupying that the person that will occupy the remote customer success manager's position has to possess, and he also has the length of experience. So we're good to go. Now that you have tailored your CV for a remote job, there are some things you need to understand. This tailoring that you've done is something you need to continue repeating for every of the remote job you are going to apply for. Like I always say, searching for job is a job on its own. For every remote job opening you see, you have to subject them to this process we have covered so far in this video. I wish you the very best of luck in your hunt for remote jobs.
Your personal development channel.